a new day. This is a new referee to the series this year, Damien Schneider from Argentina. Just wiping a little bit of sweat from his brow there, clearly having been doing his warm-ups out the back in readiness for this match. It's the Russian Bears against the American Eagles for a place in the trophy semi-final, where they will meet Kenya, who just defeated Canada. So Russia kick off, and it's taken by big Danny Barrett. And first possession, out quickly to Perry Baker. Show him the outside, and he will go all the way here. Perry Baker. Exceptional pace, lovely skills. Just what we've come to expect from Perry Baker.
Well, this is what the United States didn't do yesterday. Give the ball to Perry Baker with an opportunity. Danny Barrett does extremely well, gives it out, and then Madison Hughes passes it straight away. And you can see there, just in and away on the fly, so tough to beat. You can see there the nice running style of Perry Baker, and he gasses the Russian defense on the outside, and that's better attack from the USA side.
From in front of the posts, Madison Hughes adds a simple conversion. There he is, 79 tries, just one ahead of Carly Niles. A great friendship between those two, the Chuckle brothers as they're known in the USA squad. Just love to see Perry Baker in full flight. Such a balanced runner. Follow Niwa. And USA full of running on the second day as Yosefo closes in on the Russian 22. They get the penalty. Duratalo will have to come back and take the penalty from the mark.
Yeah, Madison Hughes, he's the one for me that was missing a bit on day one when the captain for the USA come good in that last game. Shane just lost on day one. Let's see if he'll get his hands on the ball here.
Well, everything revolved around Madison Hughes last season. Yeah, the intent was there, certainly. From Follow Niwa. Now then, they have a chance to run it out wide again to Perry Baker. But Barrett might have a go himself here, and the Russians just wrap him up in the tackle. Baker just forms the bridge there to make sure that the ball comes back on the American side and runs out of room.
One player I think the USA are really struggling at the moment to take over is Zach Tess. He was a stalwart for them for a very long time. Someone who has to fill the hole that he used to do, because he was done so much hard work.
Russia with a kick pass. Oh, good take in the air from Roman Rashin. Giving away the penalty. Just can't afford those mistakes. Baker again showing the outside. Trips. Oh, lovely offload back inside, finding Andrew Duratalo. Perry Baker, there's more to his play than just the pace, the running skills.
Well, that's the thing for me with rugby education of Perry Baker. Everyone associates just the out-and-out gas, which is fair enough, but it's also the awareness of the guy, of where his players are. A lot of the times they use him from kick-off because he is so slight. This guy would usually lift him up in the air. I'd like to see the stats of the DHL player tracker for Perry Baker, because he is amongst everything. Good on defence too.
Yeah, we saw him last season chasing the restarts, and you want a sprinter of his caliber, don't you? And he's got that height as well, which gives him extra lift. 48 tries to his name last season, Perry Baker. And there we are. That is a performance tracker you were talking about, Carl.
Yeah, not surprising whatsoever. And right across the board there, see the carries, he has the offloads also is underestimated by Perry Baker. Only one break, but geez, he does it all.
Niwa restarts. The USA have a 12-point advantage. Madison Hughes gives chase, keeps his eye on the ball. Some lovely soccer skills, does well, pops it up. Baker into midfield, and out it goes, and the USA have an extra man here if Martin Yosefo needs him. Don't think he does. Reaches out, and the try is given.
I was just talking about Zach Test and who was going to fill his hole. I think this guy here is probably the man. Martin Yosefo, he was brilliant on day one for them. Nice pickup from Duratello, the big man. Gives it out to this guy who's just as big. But look at the footwork and the balance. And in the end, he uses the power. 3 defenders from Russia could not stop him. And he taps the eagle.
Has been in and out of the USA squad has Martin Yosefo. As we watch Madison Hughes slot another conversion. Yosefo from the University of Montana made his debut here in Dubai 2 years ago to the day. The statistics reflected on the scoreboard here. Duratello again makes his presence felt. Baker out of the blocks, sprints, darts and dots down.
Well, he's just everywhere at the moment. Perry Baker, he's the one that actually won the kickoff for the USA. Gets up, taps it back. Duratello pounces on it. You can see the awareness to see where the space was. There was no one in close defending that ruck from Russia. He went forward, stopped prop, the defence over chase, and as you said, out of the blocks like a sprinter and gets over. Perry Baker is double.
That's yet another nail in the coffin of the Russians then. And we're still in the first half. Perry Baker, 4 tries. 2 down on Sibelo Sinatla. Well, he was second to Sinatla in the try-scoring stakes last season. Sinatla with 66 tries.
That's security guy.
I think, you know what, I think we should dress up, in the commentary box. What do you reckon?
I actually thought that was Bobby Skinstead.
Russia through Herman Davidov. He came to Dubai as 13th man, but found himself in the starting lineup following an illness to one of the players.
Release, release, no!
Good intelligent play by the tackled player, releasing the ball and then securing it or re-securing it as Davidov gives chase. Oh, well picked up there by Babayev. Russia making heavy weather of it now then. Filatov taking on Thomasin. Not getting any change at all from the American. It's all very untidy by Russia. Slipped there by Babayev, but USA went back the 10 meters. So a chance for Russia before the break to open their account.
Yeah, well, they don't have to rush here. Time up on the clock. They just have to be precise, this Russian team. Try and find some way, somehow to get over the line.
Lots of shouting, lots of screaming. One more effort perhaps, but it's lost. Possession is lost. And the opportunity goes begging for Russia. And we arrive at the break with 2 tries for that man, Perry Baker. And the USA lead Russia by 26 points to 0. Such a graceful runner, isn't he, Perry Baker? Stylish player, one of the crossover players as they become known. A number of players have crossed over from American football, from basketball as well. The unlikely water boy there is USA head coach, but not this weekend, Mike Friday.
One more here, yeah?
Coming close, let's go.
Come in, Muddy.
Come in, boys, come in.
Rest inside.
So far, everything's going as planned here. One little point, defensively, all right? Get our shape, see how much space we can take off them early, okay? They're mucking around with it, get our shape, a little bit tighter, inside, and take that space, okay? When we don't have that ball, that's got to be our call in the second half. The best part of this game so far is that scoreboard. Not our points, but theirs, all right? Let's really make it owners defensively to take it. правую сторону лифт. По центру поставьте Влада, ой, Эдика. Нет, нет, послушай. Сейчас только Гера на край. Под левую сторону станет Гера.
А там останется
Да. Вместо Рощина. Вместо Рощина, да. Вы под правую сторону убрали лифт. По центру, только там Гера станет, хорошо? Там мысли в том. Есть мысли в том.
I was just talking to Grushkin, the man on screen, just now for Russia, and he was saying it's minus 20 at the moment where he's from. So he said he's very happy that he's in Dubai in 30-degree heat. He's a great character too. He's been around for a long time.
He certainly has, and I seem to recall that he put his boots on. I think it was in the London tournament at the end of last season, just to help out.
Great words by Chris Brown, also for the USA team, the head coach, just saying they're a bit passive in their line speed in defence. So for them to work on this half is to really rush up off the line, close down the decision-making time for this Russian team.
Well, if they can do that, there's more agony for the Russians. USA with a 26-point advantage, get a restart, and good work done at the restart there by Maka Unufe. Fully contracted player for the USA Sevens, Danny Barrett, just brushing aside the initial tackle from Vlad Lazarenko. Wait for the cross kick. A little too far perhaps, or is it? Bounces kindly. Well, Madison Hughes will get the score. And it just eludes the big guy chasing down on the far right. But it's yet another score for the USA.
Good skills though by Folau Niua off the boot. I thought it was way too long. But just look at this wicked bounce. There was no one in front of him. What's your Seffel's head when try goes down for his captain? No!
So he'll have to wait for another opportunity. So the most difficult conversion attempt so far then for Madison Hughes. They've all been virtually in front of the posts. He's quite an accomplished kicker is Hughes, and just to prove the fact, he adds another two-pointer.
Thank you.
Well, dominating restarts, aren't they? That's the reason why they're 33-0 ahead. This USA team been very clinical in this game. Exactly what they needed for their own confidence, you just felt.
Yeah, we'll say they ran South Africa close last evening. Just 2 points the difference in the end. That was their best performance of the day. That's better from Russia at the restart. Now then, what can they do with possession? The big number one, Kevin Akuabu. As I say, the guy that usually wears number one is the big hitter for Russia, Vladimir Ostorushko, the powerful player for the Russian Bears. This is Filatov, man from the RC Kuban club. It's all tied up in a pile of bodies.
Hands. Back form.
Perov finds good touch.
This is a smart move too by Russia. Normally a lot of teams will say you're 33-0 behind, tap and go, but I think you need to turn this big USA pack around. So you take it to the set piece, get it in quickly. If you do it fast enough, there's nothing wrong with it.
Well, Perov has worn that shirt on and off for the last 10 years or so, and he's worn the captain's armband on many an occasion and in many tournaments. There he is, Perov down from Roshkin. A change sees Roshkin back in the hunt on the USA 22. Babayev spinning it out, pass not going to hand. Filatov is a little slow on the uptake there. Kapalin, the replacement, is on, making his debut here in Dubai. Davidov again, jumping, skipping out to the tackle. Roshin had overrun. Akuabu takes the ball into contact, and Russia start all over again through Zhivatov. This is better. Perov, can they get the score here? Filatov, but once again, poor skills. And all that effort in vain.
It's unfortunate. The inaccuracy of the passing from this Russia team really has stifled them. They actually completed more passes than the USA in this game. You think USA would have had a lot more because of the scoreline, but this Russia team actually have had their chances, had possession. It's just little mistakes like that they have to go backwards and reset.
6 on 4. 6 on 4.
Russia have completed 30 passes, but to no avail. They still trail by 33-0 midway through this second half.
Crouch.
It's approaching 11 o'clock in the morning here
Fine.
in Dubai, and the temperatures are rising.
Watch Maka, Nufe in
Line
the centre
offside.
position for the USA. They can get
Offside.
clean ball here.
Offside in the scrum. 10.
So Russia caught offside, and whatever they try, they're thwarted.
They're going to go to set-piece line out now, the USA. And because they've got such a big lead, thinking's about going to the next games, conserving your energy, try not to get through with too many injuries and bumps and bruises.
Yeah, game management is so important, isn't it, in a two-day event? And the introduction of rolling subs has helped in that sense. We saw it being utilised yesterday to good effect. Not often do we see rolling subs being used on the first day, but that again reflected the heat of the day as much as anything else. Reaching high was Thomasin. His last appearance was in Las Vegas a couple of years ago. It's a good run for the line here from Don Patty, on the edge of selection for a few seasons, now gets his chance to prove his worth, and that's exactly what he's done to get his first ever try in his 7 series career.
Yeah, well done. He'll remember that one because that was a nice bit of play. He hit it from depth. He threw the dummy, a little step in there also. Very low centre of gravity, Don Patty. But just showing he's got a lot of toe.
From Rugby Utah. Mike Friday drawing on players from all over the USA. An embarrassment of riches, really. He can go into the universities and pick his players. So that conversion takes USA out to 40 points without response.
Pretty big tournament coming up in the USA soon, the World Cup of Rugby 7, San Francisco.
Well, every team, they have their short-term goals, they have their mid-term goals, and they have their long-term goals. And the short-term goal, of course, is to establish themselves on the circuit this season. And this year, of course, is a qualifier, really, for next year's World Cup in San Francisco. 8 teams have already qualified. But for those outside the top 8, it's an important season, certainly.
Come closer a bit.
San Francisco in 2018, then the Tokyo Olympics in 2020, and Rugby 7 still basking in the glow of the Olympic flame. Added some 16 million extra viewers to what was already a very impressive viewing public for the fastest growing sport on the planet, or so we're told. Russia still looking for that elusive try, this time perhaps Kapelin hauled down on the USA 22 as the clock turns to red.
Well, the most impressive thing from this USA team in this first up win is their defence. They kept the Russian side 2-0. I think that's the most thing they'll take out of this game. Chris Brown will be very happy with this effort.
USA close it.
He certainly will, and this then will be the last play of this fourth trophy quarter-final. USA will progress, but Russia might have the last word here through Eme Patrice Pecchi. Again pulled down short of the USA try line. They look to keep their line clean and clear, but the game can't finish on a penalty and has to be taken from the spot. Will Russia be nilled? Will they be whitewashed, or can they get a 5-pointer at least?
There's a lot of space on the far side of the field to the left if they shift it there.
Almost a minute into referee time, signified by that the green box under the scoreboard there. This time perhaps then in goes Babayev, but the USA have it through Alec Gletzer. Another debutant here, flanker in 15s, and that was a clinical flanker's play from the USA, but again they have been penalised by referee Schneider. 1 minute 30 over the 7 minutes, and Russia still looking for that score. This time it'll come. 15 minutes on the clock, and it's Akwabu who breaks Russia's duck. Too little, far too late for Russia. That's his third try of the weekend.
Yeah, he's been good for them. He's come off the bench and he's got a try every time he has. Kabu, he's been good, very strong, but he's very direct. That's the thing you get with him. You see here, stays on the wing. He's never going to be stopped. Keeps the space. Too easy.
He wears one, but he's not in a score, but I fancy that he's here to stay. So confirmation then of the final score. 40 points to 5 rather in the USA's favour, and they will progress through to the trophy semi-final.
Chris, you just missed out on the cup draw today by a couple of conversions last night, but that looks like a good start to finals day here.
Yeah, no, definitely. It's nice to see the boys actually starting to put things into play and play with a bit of confidence and do what we've been training. So,
how are you enjoying being the big man while Mike takes a back seat?
oh mate, he's always the big man. To be fair, I'm just doing his stuff over and over and over again. So we generally work in the team pretty well. So yeah.
You got a lot of players who are doubling up in 15s and 7s. Does that put a strain on those guys?
Yeah, definitely. But I don't think we're the only team here doing that. So you know, it's what it is, and you got to play with what you got.
Good luck in the semi. Thanks.
Thanks very much.
So the bar about to go up again with the start of the Cup quarterfinals. The race for the gold medal starts here now in